even the stupid math problems that you say are never gonna do anything, I had to go through studying and figuring something out. So as an entrepreneur, there's constant things I have no idea, but I'm saying, you know what? I'm gonna figure that out by any means necessary. So when I was doing them geometry problems, I'm like, man, when am I ever use this? The problem solving skills were taking me to where I am today. So it's all about seeing the opportunity in everything, and then it transfers to whatever you're actually meant to do in life.
Okay, Jamar, you ate with that one.
Your heart is the biggest map you can ever have. And so for me, I like to say, like, while I'm not working in sports anymore, I needed to work in sports to just build the muscle of following my heart. And so I went and I worked in sports and I was able to do those things, but I learned a lot because it's hard to learn when you don't care. And so while I was there, I learned professional development, I learned how to network, I learned how to present myself, I was speaking in class. And so while I'm not working in sports, all that stuff I learned, because I was so passionate about it, I was able to develop skills that even the kids that were majoring in sports with me they weren't able to do. So I'm sending out emails every day, I'm knowing how to talk to people. I was so passionate that I learned these skills and then they're transferable to other things in my life. Yeah, and so you hit on it first. I always found the skills through what I love to do. And so this speaking y'all here was me at 4 years old speaking and arguing why Kevin Durant was gonna be a great player before he was even in the NBA. So I was always speaking. And so that's where that led. I always just went headfirst into what I love to do, you know? And so I was able to always do that, and I was able to develop the skills because I was very competitive. So whatever I was gonna do, I was gonna try to be the best. And so whatever I was doing, I was always gonna develop these things. And so I think regardless if you're doing that thing that's screaming everything, there's an opportunity in everything. Like I like to tell you, like remember, it wasn't why me, it was for me. So even the cancer stuff was an opportunity for me. So everything we're doing, whether it's a good or bad experience, it's an opportunity. Life is all about perspective. And so if you can always have the perspective of where's the opportunity here? So in DC, while I wasn't doing the thing I was meant to do, whatever opportunity I saw to get better at what I knew I was meant to do, I was doing it. Like back in DC, there was this one project where we had to like talk about the different neighborhoods in DC. I was like, guys, I'm gonna do a video on this project. I didn't even know how to edit yet. But I saw this as the opportunity to get better at what I was eventually gonna do. You see what I'm saying? And so if you could always find the opportunity, you can gather up all these transferable skills until you know what you love to do, and then you just package it into what you love to do once you find it. So before I knew this, I was working on my passion before I knew my passion. And then once I got to it, it was like, okay, I got all these skills, how can I use this? And so then I was able to kind of, and it's all about self-awareness. So like for me, I like to tell people, you can't just do, you have to think after you do. To be able to understand if you really like something, to really understand what you can do with something. So I would always think, every night I'm thinking, okay, I'm getting better at this. Oh wow, I can use this skill to elevate the marketing, elevate this. There's opportunities everywhere, and that self-investment into your own skills will pay off for the rest of your life. You know, a job can help you out to pay rent, whatever it may be, but your self-investment into yourself and your growth, that transfers everywhere. And so whatever room I walk into, the professionalism that I developed while I was in college goes everywhere. The speaking skills, whether I'm here on the stage or I'm talking to somebody in the corner, goes everywhere. My writing skills that I learned here in high school goes everywhere. And so whether you're in school and you're like, well, what am I use this with? Even the stupid math problems that you say are never gonna do anything, I had to go through studying and figuring something out. So as an entrepreneur, there's constant things I have no idea, but I'm saying, you know what? I'm gonna figure that out by any means necessary. So when I was doing them geometry problems, I'm like, man, when am I ever use this? The problem solving skills were taking me to where I am today. So it's all about seeing the opportunity in everything, and then it transfers to whatever you're actually meant to do in life.
Just to add even more game to this video, one of the things I want to point out, I know real quick you heard the cancer part of my story. If you don't know my story, I'll give a little bit more explanation and the lesson behind it. But I talk about seeing the growth in everything right in this video. But one of the big things in my life that I've learned is even in the worst things, I was diagnosed with cancer going to my sophomore year of college, is where I learned and grew the most. And so this message is out there to anybody going through anything, or regardless of what's gonna happen to you in your life. We're all gonna go through things, right? So it's super important to be able to have the perspective of, even though this is bad, what's the good in this? What's the perspective I can have that allow me to grow, that allow me to help somebody else? I was diagnosed with cancer, and it allowed me to understand what I was meant to do with my life. It allowed me to know I was living life the wrong way. It allowed me to find my true passion, because then I realized I had to do something different. And then I found I love speaking, and now I speak all across the country. I do this YouTube stuff, and I have so much fun, and I'm editing. I'm just having fun, y'all. It's in some of the worst things that we actually grow out of you know what I'm saying? So if you have any perspective on this, drop in the comments your own story. Drop what you've went through and the perspective you've gained. Or if you have advice for somebody else, put it in the comments. Or if you're struggling, you need more help, or you're just going through something right now, drop in the comments. Somebody can support you in the comments. What I want for my videos to always be is to be a community. If you're not new here, then you know what I'm about to say. But I want it to be a community. I want people to feel like they can talk about whatever they're going through. You know what I'm saying? And we can help each other. I don't want to be the only resource. Drop in the comments whatever you have to say. Let's build a community. Not just me giving resources on this video, but everybody. Also, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And like I always say, man, whether you like, comment, subscribe, or whatever you do, I had fun at that gig making this video and what I'm doing right now. So I'm happy regardless, but I appreciate it if you do. Peace.